Hey everybody, this is Jackson with Cafe Rica coming at you today with the Coffee Tip Wednesday. Due to some holiday shenanigans, we did not get this out last week, and so I'm bringing it to you today. And what we will be talking about today is grinders. There are a few different types of grinders, and I'll go over a few today. There's one that we do not have here because we do not recommend it. It is just a regular old-fashioned steel blade grinder. And we don't recommend that because it does not give a very consistent grind. This is because the steel blade just goes around in a circle and pulverizes the bean in any fashion that the bean hits the blade. So there's no consistency. And the most consistent grinder that we have found is called a burr grinder. And that is consisted of a couple of ceramic cones, usually, that sit there and grind together and will give you a nice consistent grind on your coffee bean. So the first one we have here is a manual grinder. As you can see, it's got a few parts to it. You put the coffee in here on the top. Take that out. You can adjust the coarseness of your grind here on this portion, which I will explain why that is important in a minute. And your coffee comes out here when you're done. So you put your coffee in the top, put it together, put the handle on, and then you just grind until all of the beans are done. This is probably perfect for 1 or 2 cups of coffee, a good arm workout, or just somebody who likes to be a little bit old-fashioned and not use electronics. Any type of volume grinding, you're going to want an electric. This is nice for camping or anything like that where there's no electricity, but anywhere there's electricity, we suggest you use one of these. There are many brands out there, Mr. Coffee, Cuisinart. This one is a Sakura. So let me show you what this is all about. Here on the top is where you put your coffee. It goes down into that little funnel down there where the grinders are. There's a few knobs on the front. This knob will grind out coffee grounds for how many cups of coffee you want to make. Between 2, 6, 10. You just change this knob and you'll get as much grounds as you need. And this one here adjusts the coarseness of your grind. So when you press the button here, this will go off for a little bit. It'll be pretty loud. And the coffee will come out into this container. You take this out and put it into whatever vessel you want to make your coffee in. So one of the reasons that the coarseness of your grind is important is, like I said previously, what kind of vessel you're going to be making your coffee in. If you're going to be using a drip pot, pour over, mocha pot, or an AeroPress, you're going to want your ground coffee to be pretty fine. And this is because those all have filters and the grounds will not get into your coffee. And if you're using a French press, you would like a more coarse grind because the coffee brews in there for a little bit longer. We recommend 3 to 5 minutes. And then you pour it out into your cup. And with a French press, you're probably going to get a little bit more residue than you would with a drip pot or anything with a filter for that matter. But the French press is my preferred method of brewing. So that is it for this Coffee Tip Wednesday. We will have another one next week, as usual, and hope you guys have a good night. Take it easy.